South Korea, officially the Republic of Korea, is a developed country located in East Asia, in the southern part of the Korean peninsula. Its capital city is Seoul. It borders North Korea to the north, while the other sides are surrounded by sea. The Sea of Japan, East Sea to the east, and the Yellow Sea to the west. Politically, South Korea is a democratic republic. The country has a multi-party system, and presidential and parliamentary elections are held regularly. Freedom of speech, freedom of the press and the internet, as well as civil society institutions, are relatively well developed. For this reason, South Korea is considered one of the examples of an open society in the region. South Korea also plays an important geopolitical role in the region due to its relations with North Korea. South Korea's transformation into a technological giant in such a short period is no coincidence. Behind this success lies a long-term, deliberate strategy, strong political will, and targeted development policies. In the 1960s to 1980s, the government did not make random decisions. It chose clear strategic directions. Sectors such as shipbuilding, steel, automobile manufacturing, and electronics were prioritized. These industries received cheap loans, tax incentives, and export support. In return, companies were required to produce higher quality goods, increase exports, and adopt new technologies. During this period, large family-owned conglomerates known as chaebols emerged. Companies like Samsung, Hyundai, LG, and SK Group operated in multiple sectors at the same time and accumulated significant capital. They invested in risky technological projects and became the industrial backbone of the country. In South Korea, education is not just an option, but a way of life. Students attend additional after-school courses called hagwons and pass through a very strict exam system. The main focus is on mathematics, science, engineering, and technology. As a result, the country has been able to train a strong generation of engineers and scientists. The small size of the domestic market forced Korea to turn to global markets. This pushed companies to constantly create better, cheaper, and more innovative products. Global competition thus became the main driving force of technological development. In the 1990s and 2000s, the government invested heavily in high-speed internet, mobile communications, and urban infrastructure. Today, South Korea has one of the fastest and most widespread internet networks in the world. This has created an ideal environment for startups, the gaming industry, and technology platforms. At first, Korean companies learned and adopted technologies from the West and Japan. Later, they began to make these technologies cheaper, higher in quality, and more functional. Over time, they developed their own patents, research centers, and innovations. In Korean society, discipline, hard work, team spirit, and collective success are highly valued. While these values have accelerated development, they have also brought challenges such as long working hours and high levels of stress. In addition, there is strong cooperation between the government, universities, and companies. Universities provide knowledge and human capital. Companies turn this knowledge into practice, and the state supports them through grants and tax incentives. This system has helped South Korea reach a highly advanced technological stage. In conclusion, South Korea's technological miracle did not happen overnight. It is the result of decades of planned policy, heavy investment in education, intense competition, and a hard-working society. This is why today South Korea is considered one of the most advanced technological countries in the world. South Korea is today known both for K-pop and plastic surgery. But why is this country specifically called the plastic surgery capital of the world? There are several key reasons behind this. First, physical appearance carries very strong cultural importance in Korean society. In K-pop, K-dramas, and local media in general, the ideal face shape, V-line jaw, big eyes, and smooth skin are constantly highlighted. These beauty images strongly influence young people, especially school and university students. The role of appearance in getting a good job, achieving social status, and forming relationships is openly emphasized. This pushes people to continuously upgrade their looks. Life in South Korea is also extremely competitive. The education system, universities, and job market are very demanding. People try to look the best in every detail, from their CV to their social media profiles. In this environment, appearance is seen almost as a form of investment. Some families even gift plastic surgery to their children when they enter university or start their first job. This shows how normalized the topic is in society. Another key reason is the country's advanced medical infrastructure. Especially in big cities like Seoul, there are hundreds of aesthetic clinics. Doctors specialize in this field, technologies are constantly updated, and because the market is large, specialists gain a lot of experience. As a result, both locals and foreigners flock to South Korea for cosmetic procedures. In parallel, medical tourism is actively supported by both the government and private companies. Clinics offer special packages for foreign patients, airport pickup, interpreters, hotel accommodation, surgery, and postoperative care. These services are heavily advertised on social media and international platforms. This way, people can both travel and undergo aesthetic procedures at the same time. Plastic surgery is also relatively socially normalized in South Korea. Operations such as nose reshaping, eyelid surgery, or jawline correction are not taboo. On the contrary, they are openly discussed among young people. This further increases demand. However, there is also a darker side to this shiny image. Very narrow and strict beauty standards, lack of self-confidence among youth, psychological pressure, complexes, and excessive surgery can create serious problems. South Korea's title as the capital of plastic surgery is therefore no coincidence. It is a phenomenon formed by the combination of cultural beauty ideals, intense social competition, a strong medical system, and a highly developed medical tourism industry. Street food in South Korea is very diverse, and some of it may seem both interesting and a bit strange to foreigners. For example, one of the most famous shock foods is live octopus, sanakji. A small octopus is chopped into pieces and served while still alive, with its tentacles still moving. It is usually eaten with sesame oil and salt, and it must be chewed very well to prevent it from sticking. Another unusual street snack is byeondegi, made from silkworm pupae. The small brown worms are steamed or boiled and eaten from a cup with a spoon. Although the smell is quite strong, for Koreans it is a familiar and ordinary snack from childhood. At the same time, sundae, Korean blood sausage made by stuffing pig intestines with rice, glass noodles, and sometimes blood, is also very common on the streets. It is served hot, sliced, often with salt, pepper, and a side of offal soup. The Korean corn dog can also seem strange to foreigners. In the Korean version of the classic sausage in batter, the outside of the batter is covered with potato cubes, and inside there is a sausage or cheese, sometimes both together. It is topped with ketchup, mayonnaise, and sometimes even sugar. This mix of sweet, salty, and greasy flavors may not suit everyone's taste. Dried fish and fish cake broths sold at street stalls also feel unusual to many foreigners because of their strong smell. The combination of sweet and spicy flavors is another distinctive feature of Korean street food. For example, adding cheese on top of hot hodeok, a stuffed pancake filled with sugar and cinnamon, or eating spicy chips together with ice cream is considered completely normal here. These street foods that we often see on social media actually show how bold and experimental Korean food culture is. For some people, they fall into the "I would never eat that" category, while for others they are definitely must try.